Dudes rock! Welcome back to Movies Are So Back, the YouTube movie review channel where I, Ethan Simmie, ask the question, are movies so back? Today I'm talking about the latest Jeff Nichols movie, The Bikeriders, a movie starring Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, Jodie Comer, Mike Feist, Michael Shannon. It's a movie, guys. It's a real true blue movie with movie stars. It's really the ultimate dudes rock movie, but it's also the ultimate dudes have feelings and dudes need other people movie. And I think that it is one of the best movies of the year. I think it is one of the best top 5 movies of the year, quite frankly and quite honestly. And I just want to talk about it a little bit because I feel like nobody's talking about this movie and we should all be talking about this movie. Now, The Bikeriders premiered in August of 2023 at the 50th Telluride Film Festival, but unfortunately did not see a theatrical release until just last weekend, actually late June of 2024. And that's because of the SAG-AFTRA and WGA strikes of 2023, delaying a ton of theatrical releases, with The Bikeriders being a big casualty of that. Focus Features picked up the distribution rights of the film from 20th Century Fox and decided to release it in summer of 2024, which in my opinion is a much more wholehearted dudes rock vibe than a late fall release for this film. The film is inspired by a photo book of the same name from photographer Danny Lyon. Now, director Jeff Nichols read this book, was so inspired he wanted to make a film, and essentially created a fictionalized narrative based on what he saw in these photographs to make The Bikeriders, and in my opinion did so exceptionally successfully. This movie rocks. There truly are so many aspects about this movie that really do make it one of the best movies of the year, and I think the most prominent of those is the fact that it's a movie with movie stars. It's got Austin Butler, Tom Hardy, Jodie Comer, and Mike Feist. Those are like the core 4 of the film, where one of them is essentially in every single scene of the movie. It is a movie of movie stars, and it works in this case because think of a motorcycle gang, especially a motorcycle gang in the late 60s and early 70s in Chicago. You've got Austin Butler, someone who has a real heavy dudes rock aura about him and, like, quite honestly is just so good looking and so charismatic and so cool that he was born for a role like this. So you have him kind of like leading this movie alongside Tom Hardy, another guy that is an essential dudes rock character. And he brings this energy that is a very core motorcycle muscle man of like, I'm cooler than you and I know it. And it works in this movie. Now you have Mike Feist, on the other hand, who is kind of the flip side of this. He is the photojournalist who is invading the space of the Vandals and taking interviews, taking photographs, learning about their lives to really create this book, which I thought was a really neat kind of wrinkle of the movie to involve this character in what the book or what the movie is inspired from. And he is a real, like, I'm going to college, I'm studying photography, I just want to know more about your lifestyle, which works really well as a kind of an in for the viewer to say like, oh, cool, like I can relate to this guy because I also want to know more about this lifestyle that looks really cool and really appealing. To round all that out, you have Jodie Comer doing, in my opinion, an A1 accent. Truly movie star accent work here, and I really do think the movie, how successful it will be for you, hinges on if you buy into her accent or not. And I did. I was super locked in. I was super sold. And honestly, us as a society, we have to do better for Jodie Comer. Like, we have to go out. We have to see her movies. We have to appreciate what she is giving us because she is one of the greatest movie stars that we have right now. And I don't think like we all realize it. I mean, talk about The Last Duel. You talk about this film, they're kind of bombing and it's not okay. It's not okay. It's disrespect to Jodie Comer, and she's delivering what I wouldn't be surprised come Oscar season if we're talking about Jodie Comer. I'm throwing that out there. I felt really good about her performance and I really liked it a lot. Another interesting part of the film is that it's not really a pointed narrative structure. It's not like, okay, we're this motorcycle group and we have to go from Chicago to New York to beat up this rival motorcycle gang, and then crazy stuff is going to happen and then relationships are going to fall apart. But like, it's just not that. It's kind of a more lifestyle driven narrative of the film that is by the way, just under 2 hours, which I think is a really, really brilliant thing about this movie. Even though I could have watched another 90 minutes of this film personally, I could have been with these guys for so much longer, and I can't wait to like revisit the film for that. But we just get to live with them. We get to live with Austin Butler and Jodie Comer and Tom Hardy and understand who they are in relationship to the Vandals and the motorcycle club that they start, and what writing means to them, and what like having a bond means to them, and what having something to hold on to means to them. And it's a really nice pace to explore that idea with. The score is dynamite. Motorcycles are loud, which is sick. There's a lot of people smoking in this movie, just looking hella cool. Like that's that, and you can't beat that. It also offers such an interesting layer of complexity, and what really I got out of the film was what happens to something when society claims it. And I think that actually, ironically enough, is like a huge movie theme in a lot of movies this year. I'm looking at I Saw the TV Globe predominantly. That's a huge theme of that film. But it is a big theme in this film as well, when Tom Hardy creates his Vandals Motorcycle Club and grows with it, and things change. What does that mean to him? And what does that mean to his identifying nature of this thing that he's created that now might really be outside of his grasp and might have overgrown what he has the ability to control, and what that means as a person and as a passionate member of a club to belong to. I really enjoyed that facet and that aspect of the film, and I think that's what worked the best for me. The movie has very clear homages and references to Goodfellas, which of course I ate up from the very first second because it's shown in like the first 30 seconds, which I thought was really, really neat. And I love that Michael Shannon was just kind of a weirdo. And that's really all he was there to do. Just a little bit of a weirdo, and that was pretty fun. Overall, love this movie, adored this movie. It really is one of the best movies of the year, and I'm not quite sure why more people are not talking about it. I saw it on a Friday afternoon, and the movie ended at like 2:15 p.m., and I looked around and I was like, oh, I guess I'm just crying, watching a movie about dudes on motorcycles at 2:15 on a Friday. And I felt really good about that, to be honest. Now, I wonder if more people are not talking about it because we just found out that the Bikeriders will be available to purchase digitally on July 9th. That is just 18 days. 1-8. Less than 3 weeks after it came out theatrically. This is not good. The box office is dying on the vine right in front of us. Studios are saying, we don't believe in theatrical anymore, and we're going to prove it. With situations like this, you can just buy the Bikeriders 2.5 weeks after it comes out in the theaters. So why would you see it in the theater? Which is a damn shame, because motorcycles are loud and movie stars look beautiful on a big screen, and this is one of the best movies of the year, and it's being completely undermined by the fact that it's just gonna be available in your home 2.5 weeks after it comes out in theaters. As you can tell, I don't like this. It makes me really mad. It makes me really sad, and it's a bummer because the Bikeriders rocks, and it is a true dudes rock movie, but it's also a true like dudes have emotions and dudes have feelings and dudes need each other kind of movie. The Bikeriders, one of the best movies of 2024. Go check it out in theaters before you can't anymore, because it's probably not going to be there for very long, and it'll probably just live digitally forever into eternity, because you know what? That's the world that we live in, and it's a sad state of affairs. But the Bikeriders will at least give you 2 hours of happiness, of Austin Butler, of Tom Hardy, of Jodie Comer, of Mike Feist, just being cool and smoking cigarettes and riding motorcycles. Love to see it. Movies are so back.